And the man Elkanah with his household went up to offer to the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his votive pledge. But Hannah did not go up, for she had said to her husband, "Till the lad is weaned, then I will bring him, and we will see the Lord's presence, and he shall stay there always." And Elkanah her husband said to her, "Do what is right in your eyes. Stay till you wean him. Only may the Lord fulfill what your mouth has uttered." And the woman stayed and nursed her son until she weaned him. Now, traditionally, the time of weaning would be 2 years for a child. But I just love this moment because this is the child that she begged God for. And she knows this is the child she's going to have to offer up to God. And so I love it when she sits there and she goes, "No, wait till the lad is weaned." She wants to keep him as long as possible. What would I say? If I can be anachronistic, if I were Hannah and I were a mother who loved this child and my being were united to this child, and again, being anachronistic, I would be reading the oral tradition to figure out how long I can wean a child. I often like to tell my students, I always imagine, Samuel being 15 or 16 and smoking cigarettes by the time she weans him and brings him to the Lord, simply because that's how much she doesn't want to give him up. She doesn't want to give him up. That's the whole point of his being a sacrifice. I love she pushes back here. So traditionally, a child is weaned at 2 years, but I like to think Hannah maybe held him back just a little. Maybe 16 years is a bit much. And the cigarettes, okay, I'll take away the cigarette thing too. All right. And she took him up with her and she weaned him with a 3-year-old bull and 1 ephah of flour and a jar of wine. And she brought him to the house of the Lord. And I just love this line. And the lad was but a lad. But remember what lad means in biblical literature. Lad goes from 2 years old. Absalom's called a lad whenever he's overrunning David's kingdom. A lad runs from like 2 years old till 38 years old is what it amounts to. So I just love it. And the lad was but a lad. It won't actually tell us how long she weans him. That's why I like to play with this quite a bit. All right. And they slaughtered the bull and they brought the lad to Eli. And she said, "Please, my lord, by your life, my lord, I am the woman who was poised by you here praying for the Lord. For this lad I prayed, and the Lord granted me my petition that I asked of him. And I, on my part, granted him for the asking to the Lord. And all his days he is lent to the Lord." And she bowed there to the Lord. And I love that line. All his days he is lent to the Lord. This is mine. And I'm offering him to God because this is what God has offered to me. And let me just say, this is something that goes beyond just this particular scene. In some ways, when we have children, this is essentially what we're doing, is that they aren't ours, I don't think. We loan them to the Lord. In Orthodoxy, every baptism, the infant gets taken through the altar and set out on the ambo for the parents to come pick them up. The child's being dedicated to God. It's being loaned to God. In some ways, being, quote unquote, sacrificed to God. That's what she's looking at here. This, I lent my child to God, because she knows whether she gives the child up now or whether she lives a faithful life. In either direction, she's loaning her child to the Lord. That's what she's giving up. There's something beautiful here because and this is just the first chapter. It's such a rich first chapter in light of the entirety of 1st and 2nd Samuel. What we see here is an actor, Hannah, who's dutiful to God, who does what she promises to do and actually raises her child in the house of God.